Stop what you're doing right now! We just got the best news ever, pretty much. Now, if you are anything like me and were a child of the 1990s, there is a good chance that one show really introduced you to the concept of dinosaurs as living, breathing animals, and gave you an idea of what their lives and ecologies might have been like. And, if you're anything like me, your parents probably videotaped that show for you, and you probably watched the tape recordings of every episode of that show so many times that you knew every episode word for word. And, if you're anything like me, you probably got in trouble in your first year at primary school for doing impressions of Post-Asukas all the time at lunch. The show that I'm talking about is obviously Walking with Dinosaurs. In its day, the original Walking with Dinosaurs series was absolutely groundbreaking, both in terms of its effects and its influence on the modern perception of what dinosaurs were like. It was of course not free of inaccuracies, but nothing like it really existed beforehand, and nothing really like it has come out since, unless we count its various spin-offs and specials, and to an extent shows like Prehistoric Planet and Life on Our Planet. Now, I adore Prehistoric Planet, as fans of the channel will know from my multiple videos on it and several upcoming videos on it. But the way that Walking with Dinosaurs followed the lives of particular animals to tell their story and show their environment as viewed through their lens allowed you, the viewer, to get much more invested in the lives of those animals in the series than you did in Prehistoric Planet. And the format of Walking with Dinosaurs meant that we were afforded much more time to immerse ourselves within an ecosystem and had a lot more opportunities to show off the interesting and unusual creatures within those ecosystems that weren't the focal point of a segment or episode. Since the original series, our understanding of the appearance, ecology, and behaviors of many of the dinosaurs featured within it has improved by leaps and bounds, and new discoveries have been made of countless more dinosaur species. So, fans have been clamoring for more Walking With ever since the last Walking with Dinosaurs spin-off, that being Walking with Monsters, ended in 2005. And after so long that we'd pretty much all given up, suddenly, something happened. The BBC just announced it's coming back. A new revival of Walking with Dinosaurs is going to be hitting our screens in 2025. And yeah, many of us did know that this was coming thanks to someone who worked on the show putting it on their CV last year, but this was our first official confirmation. And more than that, we got a ton of information about what to expect from the show moving forward. In the BBC's official announcement, we learned that the series is going to be formatted a little differently from before. It seems that each episode is going to start off with paleontologists unearthing a specimen before the episode dives into and reconstructs the life of that animal, based on the clues in its bones about the different things it might have been through, just like we got with the incredible Ballad of Big Al special. This leaves us with the question of whether or not the new series will be following the original show's format of starting in the Triassic just as the dinosaurs were starting to take over our planet's ecosystem and ending with their extinction at the end of the Cretaceous, or if instead we're going to be getting something more like a series of specials following exceptionally studied or interesting animals from across the Mesozoic. Whatever the case may be, I, for one, am thrilled, especially since this show will be releasing on BBC One rather than being a streaming exclusive show like Prehistoric Planet, meaning that a much larger potential audience of people will have a chance to see it, at least in the UK. The announcement also revealed that the show will be coming to PBS for US viewers, but sadly nothing has yet been confirmed for those of us living in neither of those countries. I really hope that there is a way I can officially support the show here in New Zealand, as I am very excited for it and want to financially support paleo media like this. Anyway, what else do we know about the new series? Well, the press release has revealed that we'll be getting 6 episodes, just like we did in the original series, and that one of them will be focused on Spinosaurus, one of my favourite dinosaurs of all time, whilst another will be focused on a Triceratops and feature a battle with a T-Rex. And whilst I am admittedly getting a bit sick of T-Rex and Triceratops in paleo media, and had hoped that if we got a Maastrichtian episode it would be set in Madagascar or Hatzeg Island, it does feel a bit like the show is making it up to Triceratops after its only appearance in the original series. We also know that we're getting a very exciting sounding episode focused on a Luso-Titan trying to find a mate in late Jurassic Portugal. The presence of Luso-Titan also means that we're in for a good chance of seeing some European stegosaurs and the incredible Torvosaurus. We also seemingly have confirmation from paleontologist Dr. Jim Kirkland that one episode will be set in the Cedar Mountain Formation and feature a Utahraptor and Gastonia. This is extremely interesting to me, since the Utahraptor versus Iguanodon hunt is one of the most iconic scenes in the original Walking with Dinosaurs, and I'm really interested in seeing if the revival keeps the cheetah-inspired color pattern from the original Utahraptor, and if so, how that might be translated onto feathers. Sadly, we don't yet know if Kenneth Branagh will be coming back to provide his iconic narration for the series, or if Benjamin Bartlett will be returning to bring us another haunting and epic soundtrack. We also don't yet know if the series will be balancing CGI and practical effects and puppetry in the same way that the original did, or if it will be more CGI focused. In any case, the original series broke ground with what for the time were exceptionally realistic animals, and the revival has a lot to live up to. We also don't know if series creator Tim Haynes is involved in the revival at all, or to what extent Impossible Pictures is. We do know that the series will have Andrew Cohen and Helen Thomas as executive producers, and that the showrunner will be Kirsty Wilson. I'm going to confess that I'm not particularly familiar with these guys' work, so I will leave that up to you guys as to how excited I should be based on what they've done before. But which paleontologists were involved in the production, I hear you ask? We've had a few people who've confirmed their involvement already. Sad to say that I was not one of them, because nobody wants to do a prehistoric plankton documentary. Come on, guys! It's just as exciting as dinosaurs! Anyway, we know that friend of the channel, vertebrate paleontologist and talented paleo artist Natalia Jagielska, also known as Rye Critic, consulted on the series' pterosaurs, and that master's student and ancient crocodilian paleontologist Caitlin Lindbold was involved, as was mammal paleontologist Greg Funston, and the incredibly talented paleo artist Jay Balamurigan, better known as Kakapo Jay, was not only consulting in the show, but she was working as an assistant producer and in-house paleo artist for it. So yeah, very jealous of you, Jay, and massive congratulations on your being able to get that position. That is absolutely awesome. So yeah, some very talented people are working on the show, and I'm sure we'll learn about even more paleontologists who are involved in the near future, as well as more about the plots of the episodes. I would love to hear what you guys are hoping for in this new season. I know that personally, I am hoping to see an episode set in the Wessex Formation, showing some of the diversity of the early Cretaceous British dinosaurs, since we have so many interesting and iconic species that have never had any appearances in paleo media. Anyway, this was just a little update. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you're as excited about the new Walking with Dinosaurs as I am. I have a couple of little short videos coming out in the next coming weeks, whilst I work on my big video essay debunking the pseudoscience of Jordan Peterson. I hope you enjoy all of what I've got coming soon, and in the meantime, I've been DJ King, signing off.